Hey guys, today I'm going to make a soup for you that has a little bit of a kick to it. It's called a chile relleno soup. So we're going to start off. In the directions for the soup, it tells you to roast the peppers in the oven or over open flame. It sounds real complicated. I have an easy solution for that. I throw my peppers into the air fryer for 12 minutes on 400 degrees, and we'll be right back when they're roasted. Okay, so I've had my poblano peppers in here in the air fryer on 400 for 12 minutes, and you can see they're all roasted and ready for me to peel the skin off. Now, to peel the skin off, you just grab it, and I just pull the skin off very easy like that. Now, to save you the boredom of watching me peel these poblano peppers, I'll peel them and I'll be right back. Okay, I've already cut all these open, and there's seeds inside after you take the skin off. I cut around the top and I pull that out. Then I just cut it in half, open it, and I just take my knife and scrape my seeds out, kind of like, well, that one's being stubborn, kind of like that. Just take your seeds out. I'm going to walk you through the ingredients and then we'll get going. It's going to have 5 poblano peppers that I've roasted and cut open, and they're ready to be chopped up. 2 tablespoons of a light butter. 3 tablespoons of chopped onion. I didn't do fresh cloves of garlic, I just did garlic powder in here. I have also 1 teaspoon of ground cumin. I have 4 cups of chicken broth. I have salt and pepper to taste. 12 ounces of cooked chicken breast meat. I just bought a rotisserie chicken and pulled it off of there and weighed it out. 8 tablespoons of light cream cheese I have right here. 4 cups of shredded cheese, and this is the reduced fat shredded cheese, and I saved half of it for my topping, part of it for my topping. So, to get started, I'm going to take my poblano peppers and chop them up real quick in my little mini processor. I love this little tiny thing. If you don't have one, they're definitely worth investing in. It beats pulling out the big processor, and your poblanos are all chopped up nice and fine. I'm not even going to use this. Okay, so to start off with this recipe, we're going to cook this on a medium heat. We're going to add our butter, light butter, in here. I'm going to go ahead and add my onion. Okay, it tells us to melt our butter, add our onion, and cook, stirring frequently until the onions are translucent. Then we're going to add our seasonings and our poblanos, and we're going to stir that until it's fragrant for about a minute. This allergy season's been rough. If you think I sound a little bit funny, my allergies are killing me. And let these go until they're translucent. Okay, so now that we've got our onion translucent, I'm going to go ahead and put in my seasoning. That's the cumin, the garlic, the salt, and the pepper. I'm going to go ahead and add my poblano peppers that I've diced up. Chicken broth, it tells us to add 4 cups of chicken broth, and that's exactly what comes in 1 carton. I'm using a reduced sodium chicken broth. We're going to go ahead and add that in, the whole carton. Okay, now we got that in. Next, it tells us to bring this to a boil, and then we're going to reduce the heat and we're going to add the chicken. So, as soon as that comes to a boil, now we're boiling. So I've reduced the heat down to low. Next, it tells us to add in our cream cheese, 2½ cups of the cheese, and whisk it until smooth. Hang on, pause it. I gotta add my chicken first. Let me start over.
Okay, it's rolling.
Okay. Alright, now it's come to a boil. I've reduced it down to low. Next, it tells us to go ahead and add in our chicken, which I've already shredded up and weighed. We're going to put that in there. Then it tells us to add in our cream cheese and 2½ cups of the cheddar. I'm using a Mexican reduced fat Mexican blend just because this has a little bit of a Mexican taste to it. I like the chile poblano or chile relleno peppers anyway, so as soon as I get this, I like to melt my cream cheese first, and then I'll add in my shredded cheese. This is going to make 1 lean, 1/2 of green, and 3 condiments, and 2/3 of your healthy fat. So you would need to add in 2½ more greens per serving. So one thing I like to do with mine is I add a can of the Rotel, and it gives it an extra spicy kick. And then that uses up some of the vegetables that we need to add. Okay, my cream cheese is melted in the soup. Now I'm going to add the cheddar cheese. Okay, next we're going to let that melt in here. This is like a good cheesy based soup. Next, you would normally divide this into, this makes 6 servings, and you would divide this into 6 bowls, and then the last step, is to top it with the additional cheese on top of each bowl and put it under your broiler and let it get toasty. I freeze my soup, and so I won't be doing that step today because I'll do that step the day I pull it out and eat it. But the thing I like to do with mine is I do like to add a can of Rotel. That adds me an extra 2 servings of vegetables. I add that can of Rotel, and so that adds like an extra 2 servings of greens in there, which would be divided by 6. So you would still need to add your additional 2 greens to go with this dish. And that's it. So this soup freezes really nicely. I always freeze mine. I divide it into 6 servings, freeze it. Then when I pull it out, I'll add that cheese on top. The day I'm going to eat it, I'll put it under the broiler, let that cheese get a little bit toasty, and it's so delicious. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with the Busy Bee today. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. And be kind to one another and share the love of Jesus.